some days you're gonna win. You say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No, if you believe that's how it's gonna be, I'm gonna put you down. Get up, you take your book, they come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give.
Good morning.
This is some days you
Good to have you in the studio. CJ Nasello, it's a Monday morning. Right back to you on this 12th day of May. 10:02 is the time. OSF Healthcare joins us in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be joined by NGREC, and we'll have a good show. We'll dive right into top of the hour news. Now, make sure you sign up for that daily email update. You can join myself and 70,000 people in the know. The Alton Police Department responded to a domestic hostage situation reported at an apartment on Mills Avenue. Officers arrived after a report that stated that a female had been battered and held against her will. There was no immediate contact, prompting a request for tactical assistance from Metro East SWAT before a search warrant could be executed. The female occupant exited safely. The male surrendered without incident. He was taken into custody and transported to the Alton Police Department, pending charges. The investigation remains ongoing at this time. We'll keep you updated. 2 local residents currently face felony charges related to stolen vehicle possession in separate cases. Chase Mans, 22, from Brighton, was charged on April the 30th with unlawful possession of a stolen 2018 Ford Fusion and possessed a controlled substance containing fentanyl. Meanwhile, 42-year-old Brian Shockey of Cottage Hills was charged with possession of a stolen 2005 Chevrolet Silverado. Both cases presented by local police departments, and both men were granted pretrial release. A house fire broke out on Saturday afternoon in the 400th block of Indiana Avenue in South Roxana. Firefighters arrived quickly to find flames scorching from the back of the home, with fire visible through the roof and the corners of the entire back porch. The homeowner had left about 30 minutes before the blaze began. Crews from South Roxana, Edwardsville, Rosewood, Heights, and Wood River worked together to contain the fire, mostly to the affected house, with only minor heat damage reported to the neighboring property. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this morning. Let's take a quick check at weather. It's raining. There's not much to talk about today other than rain and storms. There will be times of thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening, so be on the lookout for that. Right now, temperatures are at 64 degrees, and it feels like it out there. Air quality is good at 44. Mold is low. Ragweed's moderate, and so are tree levels. Take a Claritin if you need to. Temperatures reach 73 degrees today, drop down to 60 overnight as we head into Tuesday. We do have thunderstorms all throughout the day, Monday, and on Tuesday we are going to see more rain. On Tuesday, a high of 77, a low of 60 degrees with thunderstorms in the morning, and those will clear and give way for a nice Wednesday morning. On Wednesday, a high of 85, a low of 65, no rain in the forecast. And on Thursday, we are back to rain, breezy and warm with clouds and a severe afternoon thunderstorm potentially. Storms could bring some flooding downpours on Thursday as temperatures will reach 90 degrees for the first time this year. And then on Friday, we're looking at 85 for the high, 60 for the low. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 64 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like it out there for time and temperature. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. We'll take a quick break. Come back with OSF Healthcare. It's Stroke Awareness Month, and we'll have a little bit more of an insightful conversation right after this on RiverBender.
I could. There ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Not even 15 minutes later.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Is this movie that I think you like? It's got a size.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Time's 10:08. Monday morning. Getting off to a rocky start, but that's okay. We're here now. Brittany, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
You're doing good. Well, May Stroke Awareness Month, and this is a new chapter for you at OSF Healthcare.
Yeah, that's correct. I just recently transitioned to the Stroke Navigator.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. A couple months ago after 12 years in the emergency room. So.
Well, and what kind of transition do you go through when you're a charge nurse and you're working, ED, which is one of the, more high stress situations and environments you can be in, and now, still high stress, but really in a way to collaborate more with patients.
Yeah, it's been good. Definitely, like you said, I'm still involved in, a lot of the patient. I'm around patients a lot and stuff, so it's been a good transition.
Has it?
Yep.
Now, with maybe in Stroke Awareness Month, what are some of the things that we kind of need to take an eye out and look for? Because it seems like just from the conversations that we've had with OSF in the past, that there's more and more younger people that are becoming susceptible to some heart episodes, including strokes.
Yeah, correct. So strokes can actually happen at any age, even, babies all the way to, older adults. It's actually the 5th leading cause of death in the U.S., and it's a major cause of long-term disability. But it is often preventable and treatable, which is great.
Well, when you're working with somebody that, is going through that process, what are some of the conversations looking like initially?
Well, you want to, they often come in with symptoms. We use an acronym called, it's B FAST. So B stands for balance. So you may see a sudden loss of balance or dizziness. E is for eyes, so they may have sudden vision changes or difficulty seeing. Face, or F is for face, which you might see drooping on one side of the face. A is for arm, weakness or numbness. S is for speech, so you may see them having problems with language altogether or slurred speech. And then T, they just, that stands for time. So they do say, time to call 911 immediately if you do develop any of those symptoms.
Well, and it's one of those things that's always good to kind of just keep a mental note on just in case somebody is starting to have a little bit of an event.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when it comes to women and strokes, take me through that aspect of it too. We just had Mother's Day, and, it's one of those things where the women in our life are the most important. 1 in 5 will have a stroke in her lifetime.
Yep, and they often experience, unique or more subtle symptoms. So they definitely, want to be knowledgeable about those symptoms, and especially risk factors too, specific to women may include pregnancy, birth control, hormonal therapy, and even migraines.
Wow. Well, and now whenever someone's starting to feel, something like this coming on and they're having some different feelings, especially if they aren't kind of the same as, what a man could go through or what men go through, what can we kind of do to check ourselves if there's nobody around us to kind of look for us?
Well, really, I would say the best thing to do would just be, call 911. EMS can come evaluate you, and then they can also, quickly get you to where you need to go.
Really cool. Well, and now when it comes to, this Be Fast, how do all these symptoms get hit a lot, or is it just, or could it be one or two of the gauntlet?
It could just be one. It could be, multiple, but yep, even if you just develop one, it is good to, seek medical attention right away.
Absolutely. And, in your role, what's it look like for you now at OSF? What's it look like, as a stroke navigator?
Well, I meet with stroke patients. I help respond to stroke alerts, we call them, when patients come in with stroke-like symptoms, and just help ensure that they're, getting timely care and following all of our protocols and such.
And, how important is it too, I guess, for the communication with that, that patient, after they go through this, and really kind of having that conversation of what these things look like and what that path looks like going forward. Is that pretty important for your guys' role as communication with like the family and stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. We do a lot of communication with patients and families, from the moment they get to the hospital, and even, after they're discharged as well.
Well, and now I'm looking at the prep sheet, and this is really fascinating to me. This minute delay, that each minute of a delay in stroke treatment could result in 2 more days of disability. And how does that factor in? Is it just that time is of the essence type of scenario for this?
Yeah, every second, that care is delayed, there could be, you risk more brain cells, being affected and, potentially dying from the stroke. So very important to, really make every minute matters.
And what I find fascinating too is like this: 80% of strokes are preventable. And what does that mean? Is it by is it like lifestyle or habits that we have, or is it, one of those things that 8 times out of 10, it's not a genetic thing?
Yeah, so one of the big things you can do to prevent strokes is control what we call modifiable risk factors. One of the biggest ones is blood pressure, so that's the number one risk factor for stroke, but others are smoking, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity and physical inactivity, unhealthy diet, excessive alcohol use, and atrial fibrillation, which is an irregular heartbeat that increases your stroke risk.
And, when it comes to managing those things, is it one of those where you just got to be your own best, advocate for yourself and make sure that you're going to your primary care and getting these things checked out as much as you can? Yeah,
definitely. You want to, have regular checkouts, make sure you're taking medications as prescribed by your provider, healthy eating, staying active. Those can all dramatically lower your risk.
What I think is really cool, too, is that OSF does a really good job of really trying to advocate and give support for folks that are going through this, because it's life-changing, especially if you have a disability that arises from that stroke and, your life changes. Take me through the support group for stroke survivors.
So we offer a stroke support group. We meet every third Monday of the month at 4 p.m. It takes place at OSF Rehab inside Alton Square Mall. And it's just a nice, relaxed, welcoming space where you can share stories, ask questions, connect with people who, really truly understand what you're going through.
Really cool. And now, with that being said, too, can the family members come? Oh,
yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier, and it's definitely nice to bring a friend or a loved one along just for more support.
I love this. Well, I think it's a really important thing to do, because I think a lot of times it's aggravation, with the stroke victim, because you're trying to get better, and the stress that brings on the family and really just yourself, too. And to have these moments where you can go, hey, let's go talk about this and feel like we're in our own group. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Are you a part of these?
Yep. I actually run the support group. So
what's it look like?
Well, sometimes we have guest speakers. This last month we had somebody from physical therapy come in and speak. So we just try to, hit different topics. We also, have snacks, and just, we want to, like I said, make it just a welcoming space for everybody to kind of, share or just listen in.
Really cool. Well, and now you also have a table at the Alton Artisans Market, don't you?
Yep, coming up this weekend, Saturday, May 17th. So I'm going to be offering free blood pressure checks. I can try to, provide education materials, prevention tips, and just answer any questions that you may have.
This is really, really important because, this now when stroke symptoms progress, do treatment become a little bit tougher? Like if because we keep going back to time, but is it one of those where if you're within the first couple of minutes, it's okay to manage?
Yeah, there are definitely more options for treatment available. The sooner you get to the hospital, those do become more limited as time passes.
What are some of the treatment options?
Well, there are medications that can be used. There are also procedures that are available. So those are options for some patients, not all. But like I said, the quicker you get there, the more options that are going to be available to you.
And now, when it comes to hydrating too, and because I know that we were talking with just like the 30-year-olds and some of the energy drinks and the things and the vaping and all of that could lead to some problems down the line. Have you seen any younger patients since you've taken over with strokes at OSF?
There are, patients of all ages that we see coming in.
It's just mind-blowing to me because you don't realize, just how we all could be affected by this too.
Yeah.
And now is exercise and just keeping our lifestyle as healthy as possible, is that a good way to kind of keep, preventing this?
Yeah, absolutely. That is a huge factor that you could really control.
What's been your favorite part about being a stroke navigator at OSF?
It's been really nice to just connect with the patients and families and, try to, offer more support for them.
Absolutely. And, when it comes to living alone, do you recommend, or does OSF recommend like one of the, I remember like the life alerts or like the Apple Watch or something to where you can reach out to, in a moment's notice if you're having a medical episode? I
think that's a great, resource for, people who may, encounter symptoms or anything. Just, you always want to have a good, easy way to, communicate with family or EMS if needed.
Now, is there ever a time where someone has a stroke without any of the symptoms that you guys come across?
There's definitely different presentations.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so you may see really, subtle minor symptoms. You may see very, severe symptoms. It just really depends on where the stroke occurs in the brain and, how big of an area it's affecting.
What is a stroke, if you don't mind me asking?
So it can be caused by a couple different things, but the ones that I feel like we more commonly think of is there's an area with maybe a blood clot or narrowing of your blood vessels, which limits blood flow to certain areas of the brain, which and then, causes symptoms and can lead to, lifelong disabilities when those brain cells die.
Yeah. So. Really interesting. You got a moment to stick around? We got to take a quick break.
Alrighty, yeah.
10:18. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with OSF Healthcare, learning more about just, raising awareness for strokes in general and learning more about this as it could affect us all as May is Stroke Awareness Month. Back in a moment on Riverbender.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, 1022, a little bit of change. Daily Show, Monday morning, back with Brittany, OSF Healthcare. We're talking all about Stroke Awareness Month. And, you know, how long is it normally, when you're talking turnaround time, you know, for somebody to obviously not be 100% because that takes quite a process, but in the initial stages of someone has the stroke, how long does it take for, you know, the kind of normalities of just kind of, you know, being able to speak and all of those things? When do those start to come back?
It's really different, you know, from patient to patient. Some patients may see, you know, improvement quickly. Others, it may take a long time. It is really important to, you know, do the physical therapies, occupational therapies, speech therapies, just to, you know, improve your, you know, function as well.
Whenever someone goes through that, you know, and they have to, you know, work on their, you know, voice box again or whatever they have to do to speak and their muscles, but they're having trouble with walking too because of, you know, just everything that can cause, you know, can come from a stroke. What does the process look like with physical therapy? Did you start working on everything at the same time, or is it let's take baby steps and let's work on getting our speech back and then we'll work on, you know, walking? How does that work?
I think, you know, typically if they, you know, have a disability, you know, affecting all of those, that they would do them, you know, at the same time. I know when patients are seen in the hospital, they're seen by, you know, all three of those therapies, and I think they try to get them started as quickly as possible to get them, you know, on the right track.
So it's a busy road then when you're getting back then.
It is, yeah.
Wow. Well, and that's why I think it's important that you have like the support groups and things, because I'm sure that does get, you know, kind of a little bit stressful and hard on somebody that's going through treatment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what can you kind of advise of us today? Is there something we can do? You know, whether it's going for that routine checkup or if it's just, you know, kind of monitoring our daily lifestyle, what's the best thing we can do to kind of put ourselves in the best shape forward and prevent a stroke?
You know, I think really all of the above. You know, it's really important to, you know, see your doctor regularly, have those labs checked regularly, blood pressure. You also do want to make sure, you know, you're living a healthy lifestyle, making, you know, healthy choices for foods and activity level.
Really cool. And now you're going to be at the Artisans Market in Alton Saturday, correct?
That's right.
And then are you going to be there all day?
From 8 to noon.
Really cool. And then also you can stop by again for that support group, which is every third Monday at 4 p.m. at the OSF Rehab inside of Alton Square Mall. And then is there anything else we need to talk about when it comes to stroke awareness?
It is a broad, you know, topic, but I think the biggest thing is just, you know, recognizing those symptoms, using the acronym Be Fast, and then just calling 911 if anything, you know, if you develop any symptoms or if anybody else around you
It's
develops.
one of those that don't take the chance. Go ahead and call and make sure you're okay.
Exactly.
Really interesting. Well, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Not a problem. It's 10:25, a little bit of change. We'll come back with NGREC, and we're going to talk all about their programs coming up and great events coming down the pipeline, too. I'll stay here. You'll stay there on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain, I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
10:27, welcome back. Daily Show on a Monday. In with Allison. Wreckfest is this Saturday. Wow, moving quick.
Yes, yeah, it's coming up already.
So fill me in. This is a huge event for you guys, and so many people are contributing to this and come out and be a part of it.
Yeah.
Good turnouts. Life's looking good.
Yeah, it's become. It just got legs and became our largest event of the year. I don't know that was necessarily the idea when we launched it, but we do have over 30 partners coming out, and the idea is just to kick off the warmer season, the recreation season, and teach people the different ways we can recreate along the river in the Riverbend area and how to do it safely.
There you go. Well, and with that being said too, what are some of the favorite things that you like about the event?
Oh geez, there's just so many varied activities. So it turns out that there was really a need for this in the area. So when we pitched the idea of, hey, come out and teach our community how to recreate in the way that you know how, your expertise, everyone came out in droves, whether it was private business or local government. So we've got rock climbing, so Upper Limits will have their rock climbing gym there. We have like inflatable archery. You can learn how to properly fit your helmet for biking, where biking trails are, how to be prepared for adverse weather when you're hiking, how to backpack properly. Organizations that I wouldn't even necessarily think about in terms of outdoor recreation are coming out. So we've got, I think their name is Operation Lifesaver, and they talk about being safe around train tracks. So as people are walking and biking more often when it's warmer, that's when accidents with trains happen. So they come out and talk about that. Like,
Gotcha.
There's just such a diverse array of how to be outside that we've gotten just so much interest.
Well, and too, I mean, it's one of those where you're set up at a perfect spot for it to really take in all the sights and sounds of it. And, to have archery and all these animal presentations is really cool for everybody.
Yeah, we have live animal shows at, 11, 12:30, and 2. We have live animal presentations, but then some of the partners that are coming out will have live animals too. So we have the Herpetological Society. They have live animals there. Wow. I believe we're going to have a horse there this year. That's new. There's just more every single year.
Well, and now, take me through the Animal Guy too, because he's a pretty good show.
He is a good show, yeah. So the idea is learning how to engage with wildlife while you're out recreating, and how to be respectful of wildlife and share the space with wildlife. But he also brings out some of those really cool animals. Like last year I held a Gila monster, which was incredible. They're one of my faves. I've never held one before.
That's cool.
That was really cool. Yeah, so he'll bring some of the more exotic stuff as well.
I love it. And then plus you can catch Fredbird and correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Fredbird?
So last year we did a little, we had enough people that were bringing their mascot that we decided that we would do this little mascot parade for the younger visitors. So we had a couple of different mascots that paraded around, and the kids loved it. So we decided we would do it again, and we have over double the number of mascots this year. Everyone just has bought into this idea. So we have, at noon, we'll have Fredbird. We will have Smokey the Bear. We have Bobber the Water Safety Dog. We've got Eddie the Cougar from SIUE, Lizzie and Izzy from the Gateway Grizzlies, Blazer from Lewis and Clark Community College.
That's awesome.
It's going to be so much fun.
I love this. And then plus, those that visit all these 10 stations get some really cool gifts too.
Yeah, so when you first get there, you're going to want to check in at the welcome tent. You get a little passport. And for all the kiddos that visit at least 10 of the educational stations, they will get a goodie bag of just different swag, water safety supplies. But then the first 200 will get either a Riverbend Alton River Dragons baseball ticket or a Gateway Grizzlies baseball ticket.
That's really cool. And then you're also going to have Kids to a Park Day event.
Yeah, so
what's that mean?
Nationwide, all the different agencies. So there's this initiative in May called National Kids to Parks Day. So anytime within that week to 2 week window around that day, you can register your event nationally with the so it's called the America the Beautiful Pass. A lot of people are familiar with the Park Pass. You can get them at our location where you purchase a pass and you can go to all the different national parks for the year, and that covers your entrance fee. So the Every Kid Outdoors initiative gives free passes to 4th grade students if they engage in some sort of outdoor activity or learning activity. So if you'll get these free prize bags, the first 200 will get these baseball tickets, and then also if you have a 4th grader in your group, you will get a free America the Beautiful Pass, which gets you and your entire family into all the parks, and we are a nationally recognized Kids to Parks event.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with it. How long does it take to set this one up?
A lot. We will be starting here in a couple of days with some preliminary setting up of different things. We get there usually at 6 in the morning and just start hauling out tables. Lewis and Clark Community College is actually providing a whole group of volunteers this year, so we're actually sitting pretty good. We're gonna have a whole crew that's just going to help us this year. So
that's awesome.
But each year it gets bigger, but each year we have another year under our belt, so it's copy and paste, and we get more efficient and quicker at it.
Now, the Alton Fire Department and police are going to have their cars there for Touch a Truck, too?
Touch a Truck, yeah. So we'll have they bring different stuff each year. Sometimes it's just a squad car. Sometimes they have their SWAT vehicle, just whatever is available. They'll have their trucks there. We also have, I think... Sunbelt Rentals is going to have their boom out there.
Oh, wow.
And do a little activity with hand-eye coordination type of thing.
That's cool. That's actually really cool.
Sometimes Alton PD brings out their K9 too. So we'll also have Illinois State Police there. They have a little demonstration that they do to talk about, in addition to when things get warmer, we're outside more often, but we're also out with our friends more often, which can lead to drinking and driving. So they talk about texting and driving, drinking and driving, and some safer alternatives.
Well, it's no different than being on the water. You know, when you go out boating and all that and have
Correct.
fun, you got to be careful too.
Yeah, so we do a lot of water safety initiatives year round, but we go really heavy with this event too because people forget that. People grab beers while they're fishing, and it is, accidents happen. So we want to make sure everybody knows how to be outside safe.
How do you guys react when something like that happens, where if you have someone that falls into the river or anything like that? I know it's not on topic, but is there like a safety protocol that you guys have to do, or is that through you, or what's that look like?
the river is, our jurisdiction is within 500 feet of the lock and dam.
Gotcha.
Then it becomes Coast Guard.
Gotcha.
But that doesn't mean that if we're not there, and whoever is the first, we all have radios. So it's Coast Guard jurisdiction, but I mean, Alton PD or Alton Fire Department has a boat. They get called. It's kind of just whoever can get there first type of thing. But that's usually not, we're not usually the first phone call. Usually by the time we get our boat to the boat ramp, somebody else has gotten there. Yeah.
Really interesting though. Huh. Never realized how that worked.
Yeah.
It's more one of the more important parts of your guys' job too is the safety.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, we are a rivers project, but the other 5 projects within the St. Louis district are lake projects.
Gotcha.
So they are out on the water. They are going to be the first responders in that situation.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and now getting back into the event, how old do you have to be for the rock wall?
I don't think there's an age limit.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they just kind of strap you in and let you go. If you're brave, if you're old enough to be brave to climb up that wall, I think they've got a way to have you do that safely.
Really cool. And now this archery, is it just going to be kind of come as you go? Is there a certain time for it?
No, it's just kind of come as you go. And we've got a couple different options. So we've got St. Charles Parks and Rec and National Park Service helping out with our traditional archery ranges. And then we also have another organization that's coming with inflatable archery as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that like a 3D archery, or is that what they call that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This will be fun. Hey,
it'll be a lot of fun.
We'll take a quick break and we'll come back, chat a little bit more about RecFest and keep this Monday morning moving right after this on RiverBender.com.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Carden Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Carden Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. My fault. 10:40 on the nose. Back with Allison. So when you guys are getting this together, how many different organizations? You have 30, but like when you're putting the event on, is it just you guys that structure it, or is it a couple of different groups that are working together?
This one's just us. So there's a lot of different events that we partner. Like you might have me back when talking about the fishing fair coming in June, and that's a collaborative effort between different agencies. This one is just us, and how it started was, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We have a huge water safety initiative to make sure that we are reducing mortalities and injuries on the water. And I mentioned earlier, the other projects in the St. Louis district have these lakes. So there's beaches, there's boating, there's fishing, there's all this opportunity to engage with people in how to properly wear your life jacket and be safe. And we just don't have those numbers. Yeah. We don't have this audience just ready there at the beach. So we wanted to come up with a creative way to get our water safety message out there. So we decided to have this like safety fair called Rec Fest, Recreation, Exploration, Conservation, and just kick off the warmer weather with here's how to be safe. And we'll do life jacket demonstrations, and other organizations can talk about their safety needs and the ways they recreate. And it just absolutely took off. So for as large of an event as it is just us.
Well, and it's really cool though, because the more that you can familiarize younger children with, just water in general and different areas, and whether it's a lake or river or somebody's pond, right. It's important to know, or even a creek bed. How do you manage that safely?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and we don't think about how often we do encounter water. Right. There's a creek in my backyard that, is become a bit incised, and so it's gotten deeper, and if my kiddo falls in there, it's going to be a lot harder for her to crawl back out than it would have been maybe 10 years ago when it wasn't so deep. Those things are just important to be. If you've been exposed to it, maybe you're thinking about it and taking a second thought of how am I going to be safe when I do this.
Well, even, kids walking on the creek bed, walking on those rocks covered with algae and all the film on it. How do you cross them safely, and how do you make sure you aren't cracking your head open?
Exactly.
That's so important.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this, it's rain or shine, isn't it, for this?
It is rain or shine. So our first year that we had it ended up being like the worst storm of the year.
Yep.
So we moved everything inside that we could. Obviously, we can't move the fire trucks and stuff inside, but we moved everything inside that we could. But aside from an absolute torrential storm, part of recreating outside is dealing with the weather.
Right.
But it looks like it'll be amazing weather this weekend, so that's what we're hoping for. The last couple of years, we were able to be outside, even if it sprinkled a little bit, and each year we've seen more and more partners and tables and more visitors, so we're just hoping another year in that direction.
That's really cool. And now, again, tours of the Lock and Dam?
Always tours of Lock and Dam. We can't have an event without incorporating tours of Lock and Dam. People love coming out to see Mel Price and hear about the navigation and see the barges. So when we have these large events, we try to just keep pumping out the tours because we have so many people. So we'll have volunteers that are going to be giving tours every 20 minutes. Tours are about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So we're just going to keep rotating out tours. There's also some other stuff inside. Most of it's going to be outside, but we have face painting will be inside. Mm-hmm. We moved that one inside because it's hard to paint on people when it's so hot outside sometimes. So we have face painting inside, and then the Nature Institute has this blow-up planetarium. If you've not done it before, I took my kid. It's so cool.
Is it really? I've heard a lot of good things.
It's like this big igloo that you crawl in, and then on the ceiling, there's all these constellations, and they teach you how to identify different stars in the night sky, which is also a type of recreation if you're outside at night.
Right.
And those are 10-minute presentations, and they'll run throughout the day every 20 minutes.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and now, with that being said, ADA for tours, is it ADA compliant?
Yeah, so Melvin Price Locks and Dam was built with the public in mind, knowing that we would be using it for educational purposes. So there is an elevator, and it is a wheelchair and stroller accessible.
Really cool. That's awesome. And now, Damn It Joe's is going to be there as well.
Yeah, so there's so much to do. It's a lot of times families come, and if you want to do a Lock and Dam tour, a planetarium show, you want your kid wants their face painted, you got to hit the 10 stations to get your baseball tickets. Sometimes people want to spend the day, and so we want to make sure that people have lunch options. So we do have Damn It Joe's, we have Kona Ice, so there will be lunch options. We have snacks that we sell in our gift shop as well.
I didn't know that. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. cool. And then if you're just tuning in, those animal shows will be at 11, 12:30, and 2 inside the museum's theater. And then the parade. Mascots at noon.
The parade at noon. Planetarium shows every 20 minutes. Lock and Dam shows every 20 minutes. The parade at noon. Animal shows. There's something at any time that you show up. We're gonna have something for you
going on. Yep.
Pretty soon thereafter. So it runs 10 to 3. So come and spend the day with us.
Well, and to get that the final recreation benefit is that 4th grade student who attends can receive that free America the Beautiful Pass,
yes.
granting you and your family free admission to the national parks this summer,
yes.
which is a huge thing to go do.
It's an $80 value. Yeah. So
that's massive. When you said that, I'm like, that's really cool.
Yes, yeah. So we have a whole initiative we do all year round called Every Kid Outdoors, where we try to get these passes into as many 4th grade hands as we can. And if your 4th grader didn't get one this school year, here's your chance to come out with your family. Yeah.
Now, what else is coming down the pipeline this next couple of months? Because this is busy season for you.
It is a busy season, so you'll see us at the Memorial Day Parade. We'll start kicking off our summer camps, and we'll be partnering with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources to host the fishing fair Saturday, June 7th. So we have the largest safety fair that we're doing this Saturday, and then we'll do the largest fishing fair in the first Saturday in June. So we've got large regional events coming down the pike. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, if you're just tuning in, you guys can be a part of RecFest. It's coming down the pipeline this Saturday, May the 17th, from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the National Great Rivers Museum. There'll be live animal shows, archery and bullseyes. Aim for a bullseye. I read that. Yep. I was reading the line.
Aim for the bullseye, yes.
Mascot, and you can climb a rock wall too, and then the planetarium is going to be awesome.
Yeah, there's no shortage of things. You could spend every minute of 10 to 3 doing something, or just come and spend an hour, whatever works for your family, but it really is something that's going to be great for all ages.
It really is, and I can't wait to see you at the Two Rivers Fishing Fair too.
Yeah, we've got you there.
We'll be there, and we'll take a quick break, Allison. I hope this weekend goes well for you, and we'll chat again soon.
Yep, thanks for having me.
We'll come back and wrap up Monday morning, right after this on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Village is
Take a trip across the sea. Everybody come along with me. We're gonna hit the night down in Gay Paris. All over the world. Everybody got the word. Everybody everywhere is gonna feel.
Welcome back, Daily Show Monday morning. Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good day. I know I am, and hope that your week is off to the best start possible. Wanted to fill you in on this real quick. Out of Springfield, it's really out of Madison County. Madison County has been issued a final property assessment equalization factor of 1, according to David Harris, the director of Illinois Department of Revenue. That's the IDOR. The property assessment equalization factor, often called the multiplier, is the method used to achieve uniform property assessment among counties required by law. The equalization is particularly important because some of the state's 6,600 local taxing districts overlap into 2 or more counties, including school districts, junior college districts, you name it. If there was no equalization factor among counties, substantial inequities among taxpayers, which with comparable properties would result. So under this law that was passed, property in Illinois should be assessed at a 1/3 of its market value. Farm property is assessed differently, with the farm home sites and dwellings subject to regular assessing and equalization procedures. Farmland is assessed at 1/3 of its agricultural economic value and is not subject to the state factor. Assessments in Madison County are at 33.34% of market value based on sales of properties in 2021, 2022, and 2023. This equalization factor currently being assigned is for 2024 taxes payable in 2025. Last year's equalization factor for the county was at 1 as well. The final assessment equalization factor was issued after a public hearing on the tentative factor. So just one thing to keep in mind is you're going to start, dealing with that in a couple of months, I would imagine. One final bit of news for you. This is somewhat serious. This was a serious accident that occurred on Illinois Route 16 100 on Sunday morning. Jersey County Sheriff Nick Manns reported on Monday to us. Sheriff Manns said there was no fire or entrapment in the accident, but it was a very serious crash. He said the man was 60, airlifted to a St. Louis hospital from the scene. The sheriff said the accident occurred around 8:44 a.m. on Sunday morning, and it remains under investigation by the Jersey County Sheriff's Office at this time. Oh. One final bit of news for you today, and we'll keep it positive. Always love what Alton Pride is doing, and really does a lot for the students in the community. They're proud to announce the recipients of its 2025 high school scholarships awarded to 4 outstanding students who have demonstrated deep commitment to community service, leadership, and advocacy within and beyond the LGBTQ plus community. This year's scholarships are awarded as follows. The Rodecker Roe Watt Scholarship for $1,500 went to Bailey Rardin of Alton High School. The Debbie Panic Award for $1,000 went to Jamie Postlewaite of Alton High School. The Harvey Milk Award for $750 went to Adelia Sandifer at Alton High School. And then the Rule Paul Charles Award, $500, went to Jake Sims of Civic Memorial. Congratulations to all of you. The applicants were evaluated by the Alton Pride Board of Directors through an anonymous review process that considered a written essay, demonstrated volunteerism, at least 20 hours of it, and overall alignment with the organization's mission. The 2025 award marks a new milestone with a record number of applicants submitted. That's always great to hear, too. To raise funds for next year's scholarship, Alton Pride invites the community to take part in their Flamingo Flocking Fundraiser, a playful, high-impact campaign that brings awareness and color to local lawns during Pride Month in June. From 20 to 128 flamingos, participants can surprise friends, family, or friendly rivals by sending a temporary flock to their yard, and all proceeds directly support the Alton Pride High School Scholarship Fund. You can send a flock, support a future. Reserve your flock right now through the month of May. Space is limited as flocks fly fast. You can visit altonpride.com. That's altonpride.com to donate, choose your flock size, and help them continue to uplift and invest in the next generation of young leaders. For more information, again, that's altonpride.com. RiverBender.com. Always great to see that, for real. Just in the scholarships and all of the really good things that are happening with these community organizations. And that's really pretty much all that I have today. Hey, let me do this. Let me fill you in on Centerstone. They're a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages. They have a commitment to delivering care that changes people's lives truly. You know, with dedicated clinicians, they use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs. It means the recovery care plan is developed for you, and it's based on the latest science. It's 2025. Addiction can happen to anybody. The good thing is, so can recovery. You can start working on your recovery today, tomorrow, whenever you choose to do so, or if you know somebody that's struggling. Gather this information, save it for that rainy day because you know you're going to need it eventually, and you can find out all of the great services that Centerstone's a part of, not when it just comes to mental health and substance use disorder treatment, but for developmental disabilities and all of the other things that we can encounter throughout our lives. That's all available, all that information to you at centerstone.org. Well, this was a quick one. I'm out of time today. I will see you back here live at 9 for more of our daily show tomorrow. So until then, just try your best to stay out of jail.